Okay, so haven't done a whole lot of talking about this car, um, but it's time to restore it. So what we have here is a 68 Oldsmobile Vista Cruiser, and I've owned it since March of 2015. Be 6 years pretty soon, and I've already did a good bit of work to the car. The rear end's been rebuilt. This car actually came with a Chevy 12 bolt from the factory, so we did a 342 gear. It's got a 700 4R transmission, and this is gonna kill y'all Oldsmobile purists, but it has a 383 stroker Chevy engine. And it's a 68, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about why it don't look like a 68 in a minute. Parts for these cars are pretty hard to come by. But I never was a fan of the 68 front end. My favorite front end on a Cutlass is a 70. So I'll explain a little bit about what we're doing here. I just got back from the Moultrie, Georgia show and the Daytona Turkey Run. I've also pretty much changing it over to red interior. A set of 68 side button seats will be getting covered in the 68, 69 pattern. We're going to stick with these painted door panels for now. I may, as I take the dash apart to install the vintage air, I may repaint the lower dash, maybe, or possibly have that covered in vinyl. Not real sure. I also thought about having this wrapped in vinyl to match, since that's painted, but we'll see. Headliner, I was able to paint and look good. I've done all this stuff, this painting 5 years ago. And this is a single stage acrylic paint, and with proper cleaning and adhesion promoter, you see that you can pretty much get paint to stick to anything. It's all about the prep. So just wanted to talk a little bit about what we're doing, and I've already talked a little bit about that. But in the past, I've had this glass pulled and resealed. I'll be having these pulled and more than likely pulled and resealed. And these are looking kind of bad, but they make some type of decal to go on the outside of these glasses, and I'm going to use that, take advantage of that, make the glass look better. This has been replaced, but it got busted on the way back from the beach, from the turkey run, so I'll be getting a new windshield, courtesy of the glass replacement on my insurance. And more than likely a 70 series tire. I'm probably going to stick with a Corvette Rally, but I'm going to go with a 70, probably a 70 series tire, as long as the 70 series will clear up front. We're doing away with all the molding down the side of the car. We're going to leave the molding on the trunk lid, and the plan is, of course, we got some body damage here to fix, and the plan is to do a pearl white. I've already bought the paint from Tamco, so a pearl white, a white base, then a pearl white, and then let that dry, and then tape off the W30 hood, and down the side a W30 stripe. So we'll have the stripes on the hood in a rocket red by Tamco over the white, and the rocket red on the tailgate, and the rocket red W30 stripe. And then we've got to do, because the parts place in all their infinite wisdom sent me a hood labeled 70 that was actually a 71, 72. I've already did some fiberglass here, but I've got to make this hood a 70. So either the hood's going to become a 70 with some more work, and I've got pictures of the front of a 70 to make sure I get all this right, or I'm gonna come up with some idea here and do kind of a one-off thing to have a 70 look, but some type of air intake or a extra grill of some sort, kind of like on the 59 back there. I thought about doing something like that, but more than likely it's gonna get fiberglassed, and the chrome trim is gonna be back on the car just like it's supposed to be. So this is an all fiberglass hood. Of course, the hood pins will be going in. This hood's a piece of junk, by the way, but anyway, it is what it is. It'll be fine for this car. Probably have to go with new hinges, and of course there'll be a lot of work to do on this hood to get it fit better. We got body work to do. We got some work to do here where the fender's loose, and we got some more body damage back here that's been covered up. And so I'll maybe do something like this, but we'll see. Got to do some power window work on the rear glass to make sure it's functioning properly. The rear bumper needs to be replated. Have to get all new front bumper, all new door handles. So in vintage air has already been ordered. So that's a little bit about what we're going to do to this thing coming up. It's also going to be from the doors back, I'm gonna have it stripped to the metal by media blast, like I have done to all the other cars. I'd actually already jammed this thing in, but being as we're going with a pearl white on the outside, I may end up reshooting these jams. Then again, I may not, because it's not really a big deal. Really, I mean, for me personally, it's no big deal to have just a plain white on the jam and pearl white out here. It's not going to make that much difference on my own personal car. We'll be sticking with the 68 taillights. I've got these new NOS. Car still needs a little bit of brake work. I changed it over to manual brakes, but we still got air trapped in the system. I did the video about relocating this hood tooth, and that's going to stay the same, but I'm going to do a more substantial job where this ain't flopping around. Of course, a new bumper. I already have new grills, 442 grills. We'll be getting new bezels, chrome for the fenders. I have all the other chrome, so it's going to be a big project. We're looking at probably roughly getting started on it this month and getting it disassembled for blasting. Get it blasted, get it in primer, and probably leave it where it'll actually run and drive for a little while, because I may take this quarter panel. I don't really have the proper equipment to pull this out. A dent puller I've tried, it just don't want to do. So I may end up actually, finding a donor piece here is not out of the question. But with a gas tank right here and all this, I definitely want to keep the repair down low. But more than likely, I'm just going to blast all the Bondo out of it and pull the panel and weld up the holes and go from there. But we'll see. Car's got a little rust along the windows, but it's really good around the sky glass. So anyway, this will be something different again. I learned a lot on working on that convertible, because that's the same body style. So this old body on this car, although pretty much rust free, is pretty rough. It's got a lot of bumps and bruises that you just can't see with that beige paint. So I've got to weld up all the holes on the other side. I've got this side welded up. That's why I put the epoxy on to keep it from rusting. But I've already had the windows tinted. So anyway, it's just been kind of an ongoing project the last 5 years, and I've put a lot of miles on this car. When I bought it, I think I've put about 20,000 miles on this car. It's been the Daytona Turkey Run 4 times, so I mean, that's you know, there and back, that's 4,000 miles right there. So like I said, I think I've put about 20,000 miles, maybe more. The new engine probably has 5,000 miles on it now. So it's got all new drivetrain. So now it's time to give this car what it deserves. And we're going to do a W30 442 wagon. It'll be unique. There won't be another one like it around. And I think it'll be something we can enjoy. We go on a lot of long road trips, you know, and planning a trip out west. So this will be what we're going in. And I've got a floor shift speedo for the dash. I'm probably going to put the Tech Tac in the dash. Again, vintage air. Console staying in. The Monte Carlo Chevelle console will be staying, and the bucket seats will be staying. Just a set of 68 seats with the side release, and having them, you know, somewhat looking like the seats that should be in here. We'll have all this plastic stuff covered with vinyl, so it don't chip and scratch, and we'll go from there. So hope you enjoyed the video, and what's to come progress-wise on this car. This is my car, and we'll be also doing some videos on the 70 Monte Carlo convertible, and we'll be doing some videos of this car as time allows. With short daylight and wintertime now, I'm probably not going to get a whole lot of body work done on this thing over the winter, but as the weather starts to turn around and the days start to get longer again, I'll be able to work on customer car and be able to put some time in on this thing. And so anyway, rust has already been fixed, and these have already been stripped and primed, so they're good to go. We'll just have it stripped from the doors back. So anyway, we'll see y'all next time, and keep you posted.